during his time here, he was involved in a number of student organizations. And for those of you who've been to graduation before, President Rosenberg always singles out a few people. Jeff was one of those guys that he singled out, not to get him in trouble, but in fact to point out a variety of the things in the service that he did. He was vice president of what was the organization? The
American Marketing Association.
Of the American Marketing Association, which the student group here. Is anyone else involved in that here? They're really, really good. They always. Tim Dugan-Bertella is the person who runs that. He's a professor, and FIU kicks serious butt in that. I mean, like in a way that's actually really impressive. And FIU has beaten schools that are like the big name schools that that everyone in the country knows. It's been really impressive. And Jeff was leading that charge. He was, I think, in the competition, in the American Marketing Association competition at the conference, came first, and has held a variety of leadership positions. Jeff also does a lot of stuff with social media, and has done internships with seven different companies while an undergrad, and that includes government organizations and Fortune 500 and a variety of things. So if you want, I'll make sure to ask. We can talk about sort of internships and networking stuff as well, because that's certainly one of his areas of expertise. But I think it'd be interesting to hear some of that. So so please welcome with me Jeff Zelaya.
Thank you.
If you want to have a seat,
Thank you.
All right, so Jeff, tell us, and can you guys hear in the back? Yeah. All right, so, just like last time, I think this works a little bit better if it's a little more of an interview format, so it's not like, hey Jeff, you have to speak for 45 minutes.
I could do that too.
which is a little daunting sometimes. And so tell us a little bit about where you're from, a little bit about your family background. I know you were the first person in your family to go to college. So anyway, tell us a little bit about that.
So my mom immigrated from Costa Rica at a young age to come here to Miami in search of a better life, like many immigrants do. And she met my dad here in Miami, born and raised in Miami, Hialeah Hospital. I was born there, and just been very involved. Raised in Carroll City, grew up in some of the poorest areas, Alapata, went to Carroll City Elementary. So a lot of challenges early on as an immigrant. My mom's trying to make it. She's trying to go to school and better herself, and she did some. That didn't pan out for her. But a very humble start, a very humble beginning. But I think that was a very motivating force in my life, because I see the struggles that my mom went through, and I'm like, I gotta make sure that I provide for her. She doesn't have to go through that pain and suffering of, having, she's a maid or a housekeeper. So I see what she does, cleaning toilets and cleaning houses and looking after people. So I think that's really it motivates me to want to become better, to be able to provide for her, and then also my brother. I have a younger brother, younger sister. So I think a lot of the leadership abilities that I've shown at FIU are also because in my family life, I also have to be a leader, to be there as an example for my brother and sister and my family. So that's a little bit of my.
So how did you decide to even? So did you always know you were going to go to college, or was that something that? How did that happen? I'm curious.
Well, it comes from, I think, the biggest leadership mistake that I've made.
I told him that question was coming also, so I don't want to spring that on people.
So innately, I think, some leaders, they're born with it, right? They have natural skills, or they've been in certain situations, so they have those innate abilities or skills or personalities. And I think I was one of those people. In high school, I did very well. Elementary school, middle school, I did really